Hey folks, thank you for stopping by. This message is brought to you by yours truly, Daniel Morrow, creator of EliteClarity.com for all of your business financing needs, and thatphonesites.guy.com, your resident phone sites affiliate representative. I hope you enjoy this message, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers. Clarity Nation, what's happening, y'all? Hope y'all be having a good day so far. This is another edition of Finance Friday. We're going to talk about the 5 types of financing for hospitality businesses and what they're used for. So this is going to be a shorter video. I'm not going to take up too much of your time because it is precious and you are busy, right? So let's get into it. The way that this is going to be structured is it's going to look at more, I'm going to break it down from more shorter term, quick uses to more like medium long-term solutions, right? So let's get to it. Alternative financing, right? We're an MCA. That is a short-term solution. They're shorter term loans. They're relatively quick. You can get them within a week. So as you can see, that could be very beneficial to cover short-term capital deficiencies, right? That's really what they're for. Cover short-term capital deficiencies. I've got a ton of videos on like what goes into it, how to apply, stuff like that. If you have any questions, reach out to me. But alternative, I mean, that's going to be the shortest term, right? That's going to cover short-term, immediate, quick needs. Now, next, equipment financing, right? Let's face it, coolers, pizza oven, stove, certain things, they're not the cheapest, right? It ain't cheap. I spent 8 years myself in the kitchen, just about, from 2006 to 2014, somewhere around there. And I took 2 years of my culinary degree. So I get it. I know the struggles. Equipment, it ain't cheap, right? So equipment financing typically starts at about $20,000. That's not saying that you can't lump a bunch of equipment together, right? Some lenders, what they'll let you do is if you got a bunch of equipment you need, you lump it all together. You got one payment, one financing thing. You can hit that relatively easy, and that's more of like a medium long-term thing, right? Another medium long-term thing, invoice financing. What does that mean? So if you're a restaurant or if you're a hotel, something like that, right? You're going to need supplies. You're going to need goods, whether that's cutlery, toiletry, sanitation stuff, right? You get the picture. That's pretty self-explanatory. So what happens is you can go to your supplier, right? You get an invoice on what you're being billed for all of the supplies. You can actually take that and finance that dollar figure, right? So especially like if you're opening a new location, expanding, opening a new chain, maybe you're in your slow season, right? We see that sometimes too, where people are in their slower season. And they either don't have the capital on hand or they don't want to use their available cash reserves to make large purchases. That's really where that comes in, right? That can be very, very beneficial in a lot of different ways in a lot of situations, right? Term loan. That is essentially a medium long-term solution, right? And that's typically what a lot of people want. Although to get 4 and 5, to get a term loan and what we're going to talk about in number 5, the line of credit, can be a headache, right? Income-wise, revenue-wise, I should say, it's not that bad. $30,000 or so is what you need coming in a month. I mean, if you're not doing that in the hospitality business, chances are there's something wrong with you, right? You should be doing like $30,000 a day. It's really not that hard. So there's that. And credit, right? You need a 650 plus credit score for this solution. The other ones, I mean, the alternative financing, yes, we can go below 600. We can go from like 550 up. They can be really expensive, right? Equipment financing, same thing. Typically, you might need like your aging ARAP, aging accounts receivable, aging accounts payable, certain things, right? More heavy on the underwriting. Invoice financing, same thing, on top of the invoice, right? Term loan, don't necessarily need all that, but the bar is set that much higher. And like I said, that's a medium long-term solution, right? You can get those 1-2 years, you can get them 3-4 years, right? Relatively simple, straightforward. And here's the thing is, it's very frustrating because people aren't aware of what's available to them, right? Like I've talked to restaurant owners or hotel owners or catering companies, whatever, right? And they talked to one person or looked at one website and all they heard about was alternative financing and they think that's all that's available, right? So I want to end that stigma, right? I want to put an end to that. There are lots, as you can see, there's plenty of options to choose from. It's a matter of how you score out what you're going to qualify for and what's going to serve, what's most effectively going to serve the purpose of what you're needing the capital for, right? And last but not least, like I mentioned before, line of credit, right? And the line of credit it's a short to long term solution, right? Typically what we want to see is we don't want to see a line of credit maxed out and people just making the minimum payments. You want to see those getting cycled through, right? So instead of having to apply for loans every time you need a loan, you can withdraw from that credit line. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Everybody wants it, but again, like a term loan, the bar tends to be set very high on what it takes to get those. And you know what? There's nothing stopping you from pursuing multiple credit lines, right? Each of these 5 items is its own credit line, right? It's not a line of credit, but it's a credit line, meaning you've had credit extended to you up to a certain degree, right? And these are basically one and done type things, right? You get it, you make payments until it's paid off, that's it, except for the line of credit. You can revolve that through, right? Some bonus items, which, I mean, those are going to be the main 5 aside from credit cards. That's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to really get into that. I don't think there's much point. But yes, you could use credit cards. They serve their purpose for, again, short-term needs, right? As we all know, carrying a balance on credit cards is expensive and can be a pain in the butt. So there are other solutions, right? And like I said, it doesn't hurt to look into a combination of things, right? They all serve their purpose. You don't have to lump all of your eggs in one basket, although it is nice to have like one payment coming out and not have to deal with it. That's that. I should also touch on the alternative financing side that takes a percentage of your gross sales, right? Those are daily or weekly payments. And it'll take a percentage off the top of your sales. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory, right? Bonus items, credit cards, right? Factoring. There's really not much. I mean, depending, like if you're a construction business and if you're a construction company and your specialty is building hotels and stuff like that, and you're on 30, 60, 90-day payment terms, that's where that comes in. I don't think we're ever really going to see that in the hospitality industry. I could be wrong, but as far as I know, nobody bills on those. Maybe, I say maybe is a long stretch, a hotel, right? Where people are pre-booking their holidays. You got X amount of time. But that's sketchy, that's risky, right? Number 8, final one. This one is in the States only. This will be your SBA loan. Again, the bar is set very high on that. You got to meet the $30,000 a month in revenue. You got to have like 650, 700 plus credit score, right? And you got to be in business like 3 years. Pretty self-explanatory. So those are the 5 types of financing for the hospitality industry. It's kind of dry, kind of boring. I get it, but I appreciate you for stopping by. I appreciate you for listening to this. I have a ton of content taking a deeper dive into the different solutions and what it takes to qualify for those, get going with those. At the end of the day, I mean, you can also drop me a message down below, drop a comment, let me know you want to chat, hit me up in a private message, or click one of the links down below, get in contact with me, book an appointment. The last thing I want is for you to feel like you're alone and it's a burden and time consuming to get the capital that you need for your business, right? I'm here. It's not my job to sell you something and put you into something just because I can. It's my job to find out what help you figure out what is the most appropriate solution based off of where you are in your business today, and also advise you, consult, right, on how you can grow into more of the long-term solutions. That's what I got for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Friday. Thanks for tuning in for Finance Friday. Have a wonderful day, and we're going to chat soon. Cheers. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to spend some time and tune into this message. If you enjoyed this, please show some love with a like, share, or by leaving a comment review wherever you happen to be tuning in. Don't forget to join us on the Facebook group, Business Owners and Entrepreneurs Network, and head on over to eliteclarity.com to check out our financing options. Cheers.